Hi, welcome. If you have a blanket or a pillow or a bolster, please grab that. It can be a towel as well, a large towel will work, and you can just fold it up. I'm going to give you a lot of different options because I know we all have kind of different shaped stuff. So we're just going to start in a heart opener. If that doesn't work for your body, then just laying flat on the ground will work beautifully. If you rolled up your bolster or your blanket and it turns into a roll that is long, this maybe really long and it's kind of thick, you can turn it a long ways on your mat from top to bottom, and you would sit on the floor with the towel pretty close to your tailbone. Unless you have low back issues, you might want to push it a little further away so there's more space. So low back issues, you want a little more space. And then instead of just dropping down, really find length and stretch the spine along that blanket or bolster. And if your head doesn't land on the blanket or bolster, as long as it's not hanging down, otherwise you can put a pillow on your. So the other option, if that doesn't feel good because maybe your blanket or roll is not very big, so it might feel like nothing there, you can turn it the other way from left to right, and you would place your shoulder blades. There's two options. You can place your shoulder blades on that roll and let your head be supported, or you can scooch up a little bit so the shoulder blades kind of fall over the top of the roll and start to melt towards the floor. And then arms can come out from your side, legs can come out long. So take a few moments to just figure out what works for you with the props that you have, and really just listen to your body because you're the one who knows. So you can kind of scooch around a little bit to find the place that feels good. This should feel good. You might have some sensation for sure, but it shouldn't be torture or suffering or even dislike. And if it is, please make a change so that things can feel good. So as you settle in, you might just let the eyes start to close or find a soft gaze to the ceiling. Yeah, putting a pillow or something under the head so it's supported so the head is not rushing down to the floor if it doesn't have enough support. It's a good idea. Let's just take a few minutes to settle in and arrive. Choosing to let go. Everything outside of this moment, there's so much heaviness going on in the world. Can you just be here now? Just for a few moments, just for this time. Knowing that this time of connection with self will move into the practice out in the world and make you stronger, more stable, more grounded, more connected to your truth, your knowing, and make a bigger difference. As you settle in here, letting your breath start to deepen and lengthen. Just allow that inhale to grow and that exhale to lengthen. Feel the breath move deeper down into the belly. Feel the length of the exhale gently flowing out. Noticing what is coming up for you, noticing if there's thoughts or colors or desires or things you're holding back from. Just notice. This is not a place of judgment. This is not a place of fixing or changing what we're recognizing or becoming aware of. This is just a moment to be and to connect, whatever that is for you. Just allowing a few more mindful breaths, filling up the whole body, bringing in what it is you need today. Exhaling, letting the whole body receive that by softening and surrendering. A few more breaths here. Again, noticing and becoming aware. In your body right here, right now. I think that's my cue that I forgot to mute everybody, but I'll do that now. So you just stay right where you are. Reconnecting, being with the breath, being with your body. Your next breath in, just start to breathe a little bit of movement into fingers and toes. And then taking your time, let the hands reach up towards the ceiling, and if it works in your body, reach them up and over the head. Take a nice big breath into these new sensations. Can you be here for just another few moments? Be with whatever is new and has surfaced. If it feels okay, you can find cactus arms and let the forearms draw heavy towards the floor. Please welcome another full breath in and a full breath out. And very mindfully and gently, we'll start to bring the forearms over to one side and bend the knees and just roll yourself over into the fetal position. Let the head be supported. Let yourself be supported. And stay connected inward with a couple of breaths here. Notice if you're anticipating pushing up and getting into, can you just be here and let go and let yourself be held here right now in your body? Begin to root down through the top hand to the earth. Don't even think about pressing up yet, just root down through that hand, feel the earth underneath your palm. And then pressing through the hand, start to feel that energy move up the arm, into the shoulder, into the chest, and very slowly and gently, you can start to press yourself up towards a seat. Take your time, we've done this a zillion times, but maybe you can do it like it's the very first time. Once you arrive in your seat with no rush at all, let it be unhurried, let the eyes stay closed. Just feel into the new sensations in the body as you settle in here. Find that breath, reconnect to the here, the now, the body. Give yourself permission to come home. Full inhale, full exhale. Please release the right leg out to the side. If you find that your low back is rounding and you're being pulled back, you might take that roll and just place it underneath your sitting bones to tilt the pelvis forward a little bit. Let yourself get settled in here, flex that right foot. Find length in the spine, sit up nice and tall. And then allow the right hand to come to the right leg. Left arm is just going to sweep out and up, reach towards the ceiling. Create length in that left side body. Keep that foot flexed, reach up, and then over towards the ceiling above the toes. So we're not going as deep as possible. Just move in that direction. You hear that? That's the truck I was talking about earlier. Take that shoulder, roll it open. Good. Let the right hand maybe crawl towards the heel or the ankle a little more, pulling just a little bit deeper. Shoulder drop down, and maybe the gaze goes past the lifted elbow. And maybe the fingertips reach up and over towards the toes just a bit more. Play with the edge. Notice how deep you can go without finding suffering. Can you take a full breath but still feel sensation? Another big breath in, big breath out. Staying here for just another 2 breaths. Root down through that left hip. As you inhale, we'll reach the left fingertip straight up, pull from the low tummy. And then exhale, release that arm down and stay in with the body. Stay present, feel your body as you come out of that shape. Take a nice big breath in and a big breath out. Roll the shoulders up, back, melt them down. You might take hands behind you. Squeeze elbows and shoulder blades together as you lift the heart, pulling up and out of the hips. Keep that right foot flexed. Another breath here. Feel free to stay just like that or take the hands forward, but make sure you're hinging from the hips. So we're not rounding. We're sending the heart up and over the computer screen. Shoulders stay out of the ears. The heart is doing the leading. And after a breath or two, you might choose to stay just like that, or you might start to walk the fingers forward. Just let them walk forward an inch or two and take a moment to just be there. In your body, let yourself arrive more fully. And then maybe you go a little bit deeper, maybe not, you choose. So see what works for you, but breathe and be present with each step. If forearms want to come down, that's an option. But trying to not round the spine, let the heart stay shooting forward, the shoulders rolling back. Notice what's happening with your breath. If you're noticing that you can't take a full breath, it means you've gone too deep. So maybe come out of it a little bit. Let's take another breath in and out, and then just find a little movement with the neck, gently, mindfully. Then root down through the hands, low tummy pulls in, and start to press the earth from the palms. Feel that energy move up the arms, and then slowly start in. So you come out really intentionally and mindfully. When you arrive, roll the shoulders up and back and melt them down. Let's go ahead and switch the legs. So I know there's this truck going by that I'm going to try to talk around the truck so that you can hear everything I'm saying, but this door being open is feeling really good. So I'm going to find that length in the spine, flex that left foot up towards the ceiling. Let the left hand rest on the leg. We're not reaching down, we're just resting it there. Let your right arm come out diagonally behind. We're going to inhale, reach that arm up, take it towards the ceiling. We're not going up and over, just think length. Really ground that right hip to the floor. And then we'll reach up and over just a little bit, starting to reach for the ceiling above the toes. Pull the tummy in, keep length in the spine. And then your left hand might start to crawl down the leg, any amount. But try not to let that shoulder come up, keep it relaxed. You can bend that bottom elbow, that'll help. And then with a nice full breath in and out, just explore where you are. Maybe you choose to go in deeper. We'll be here for a little bit. So remember, don't go so deep where it feels like torture. We want to find a place where we can sustain with some awareness of action, but also not too much. Take another 2 breaths here. Maybe look past the elbow to open up that shoulder a little. Another full breath. And then inhale, lift the fingertips up. Release that hand down. With the eyes closed, feel and be in your body. Reconnect with your breath, always noticing, listening. What are the awarenesses that surface? And we roll the shoulders up and melt them back and down. You can take hands behind you, squeeze shoulder blades together, lift the heart. Maybe you stay there, maybe you come forward just a little bit. Remember, we're going to move into each shape nice and mindfully. Check in there, see what's happening, and then you might, with a few breaths, let yourself slide in deeper. Not jumping to as deep as possible. Moving with intention and awareness. Letting your breath ground you. Soften the jaw. See if the tailbone reaches back and the heart reaches forward, what that feels like. And then maybe a little bit of movement from the neck if that feels right. And pausing, feeling the breath, grounding down through the palms. It's down through the palms so much that you actually start to feel the energy, the musculature moving up the arms. Press the earth away, feel yourself coming out of the shape. When you do arrive, roll the shoulders back. And we're going to take that straight leg and bend it. You can place the foot in front of the other if that works in your body. If not, just sit how you normally would sit at the beginning of class. Finding that length in the spine, we're going to stretch the arms up with a big breath in. With breath out, bring your hands to heart center. Inhale, fingertips to the sky. Reach as far up as you can. And then as you exhale, let there be some space in the arms and drop the shoulders down to keep that length in the torso. And then we're going to inhale out the fingertips. Exhale, left hand to right knee, right hand to the floor behind you. Sit up tall and then spiral into your twist. Don't push as deep as possible. Again, breathe, find length, and then exhale, find depth. Every exhalation, you saw the body point a little deeper. Release the face and the jaw. Keep the shoulders relaxed away from the ears. Let the gaze go to the back wall. Another full breath. Go ahead and keep that left hand rooted to the knee or thigh, wherever it is. And the right arm's going to reach up to the back of the room, to the ceiling, and then spiral around, tuck the chin, place that hand on the knee or thigh. Feel the shoulder blades spread. Take a nice big breath into the back of the heart. And then we inhale, reach the fingertips to the sky, and exhale, cactus arms. And we're going to move beyond cactus arms and let the shoulder blades squeeze together and start to bring the elbows behind you, palms face up, like you're carrying two people. But squeeze the elbows together like they're going to kiss behind you. Shoulder blades squeeze together, heart lifts. One more breath here. Inhale, send the fingertips straight out. Exhale, relax them down. Big inhale. Big exhale. Lean back into your hands. Switch the cross of your legs so the opposite leg is in front. Get settled in here. Stretch the arms all the way up with a big breath in. Palms to heart center with a breath out. Inhale, fingertips to the sky. Exhale, release the arms and drop the shoulders. Find that length in the torso without the shoulders lifting. And then we'll take right hand to left knee and left hand to the floor behind you. Sit up nice and tall. As you breathe out, let yourself melt into your twist. Allow your breath. Have a moment of gratitude for the garbage men and women. Big breath in, big breath out. Let the gaze go towards the back wall. Let the shoulders relax down. Take another full breath, melting deeper into your twist. Left hand's going to reach far behind you to the back wall. Reach it up towards the ceiling, around the spine. Take the hand to the opposite knee and breathe into the back of the heart. Inhale, lift the heart, lift the arms, and as you exhale, you'll find cactus arms. Take a pause there for a breath, and then in your next exhale, palms up, elbows squeeze together, heart lifts. Try not to jet the ribs forward too much. That's what happens in my body very easily. Take another breath. Reach the fingertips straight out, and then exhale, relax them down. Good. Take a nice full inhale with me. Releasing, exhale. Beautiful. As you're ready, we'll take the hands to the knees and just move through a little bit of cat-cow here. Gently letting the spine guide your movement. Starting on one end, bring a little more rhythm, a little more intention. So maybe the tailbone pokes out as the belly comes forward, the ribs come forward, the heart comes forward, the chin lifts. And then maybe the tailbone starts to curl under as the belly pulls back, the ribs pull back, the heart pulls back, the chin comes down. Just find your own groove with this. It can look like your personal groove. It doesn't have to look like my groove. Let your breath connect with the movement, and we'll just move through just another 2 or 3 rounds. On your next inhale, bring yourself to a neutral spine, check in with the shoulders, roll them back and melt them down. We'll make our way to tabletop. So move your props. You can always use your blanket for your knees if you need a little cushion. Maybe dust the dog hair off of your mat. Spread the fingers nice and wide, root down through the fingertips. Press up behind the heart just a bit and notice what the shoulders are doing. Can you press them back to create more space around the neck? Pull the tummy in so you have a nice neutral spine. We're not dropping down or rounding. Staying grounded, find your drishti out in front of you on the floor or your mat and use that to keep your focus as a 5th limb. And then extend your right leg behind you. Put the toes to the ground. We're going to press out the heel, open up the back of the leg a little bit. Press the heel towards the back wall, take another breath. Inhale, come back through center. Pull the low tummy in, lift that leg up if you choose to. Keep the low tummy pulling in, keep those hips square. And if you'd like, you can take the left fingertips forward or extend them. Take another breath. Bring the knee to the nose, so the elbow can come in too. Squeeze and lift as you exhale. And then inhale, extend. One more time, just like that, squeeze in. And then inhale, extend. On the exhale, we're going to tap the arm back behind you, bend that knee. You might tap the foot, you might not, it's okay. And then reach it forward. Inhale. Exhale, tap back. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, release everything back down. Shake it out a little bit, maybe a tail wag. Maybe a cat-cow. Recenter, realign, and when you're ready, left leg will go behind you, curl the toes under, press the heel to the back wall. Breathe. Shifting your body weight back through center, pull the low tummy in, maybe that left leg lifts. Find your drishti and maybe the right fingertips crawl forward or lift. Another breath here. Root down, send energy out. Next, exhale, knee to elbow or knee to nose if that arm's not lifted. Inhale, extend. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend the back knee, tap back. Maybe you touch it, maybe you don't. It doesn't matter. Go in that direction. And then inhale, extend. One more, tap back. Inhale, extend. And release the hand, release the knee, come back to center. A little tail wag, maybe some cat-cow. Take those hands forward, come down to forearms. We'll move through a little cat-cow here. So really round the spine, tuck the chin. Inhale, gaze forward, heart shoots forward, ribs drop. And exhale, pull it in. Inhale, shoot that heart forward. Come to neutral, pull the low tummy in, root through the hands. We're gonna lift up and slowly slide the belly down. Hands are by your chest, elbows in by your side, shoulders back. You might lift one leg and scooch it back, lift the other and scooch it back. Just get yourself settled here. Gaze is towards the floor, neck is long, chin tucked a little bit. I'm just not doing it because otherwise you won't hear me. Take a breath there, find that length. And then inhale, lift just the head and the heart a bit. Exhale, lower it back down, baby cobra. Again, inhale, lift the head and the heart. Exhale, release. This time we're going to press through the hands, pull the low tummy in, press up through tabletop and back into child's pose. The knees might go wide. You can keep knees together if that's better in your body. Staying there, taking a nice full breath in and a full breath out. Good. Inhale, come forward, make your way into plank. You can always do plank with your knees down, keeping them behind the hips, or let them be lifted. Press the earth away and feel that energy move up the arms. Press the heart up and back. One more breath. Let's bend the knees and slowly send the hips back behind you for downward facing dog. Get yourself settled in here, walk it out of it. See if the heart can melt further back towards the thighs without the shoulders rolling up towards the ears. Keep them relaxed back. Let the knees have a soft bend or a deep bend. Let's move through our first vinyasa together. Inhale forward into plank. Being reminded that all vinyasas are optional and modifiable. Exhale, lower down to the earth. You might lower knees first, you might not. Inhale, baby cobra, full cobra or upward facing dog, whatever's in your practice. And then curling the toes, pressing up through plank and back into downward facing dog. A nice full breath when you arrive. Lift the left leg behind you, press through the hands so the heel reaches further back. And then step it all the way forward, flipping it forward if it needs it. As you arrive, squeeze thighs together, take the shoulders out of the ears, create a little length in the spine. Take a nice full breath here. Gently drop the back knee to the floor. Uncurl the toes. Squeeze thighs together, lift yourself to the front thigh or all the way up. Take shoulders out of the ears, low tummy pulls in, take another breath. Find your drishti. Root down, lift up. Be with your breath. And release the hands to the floor. Right hand stays down as the left arm lifts. Little twist. Left hand melts to the floor as we start to straighten out the left leg. Lift the toes and straighten out the left leg. If you have blocks, it's a nice place to use them, but you don't need them. By having blocks, you can create more length in the spine. Really root down through that left ankle or heel. Press down and pull like you're pulling the front of the mat back. So press down through that left heel, down, and then back. And that pulls that left hip back. And the hip should be pretty square here. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, the heart reaches towards the toes, not towards the knee. We're not trying to kiss our knee. Trying to reach the heart towards the toes. Keep pulling that left hip back. Let's take another 2 breaths here. Soften the jaw if it's gripping. Good. On your next inhale, start to lift up and out. Flatten that front foot, bend the knee. You might move your blocks, curl the back toe, lift the back knee, and then forward, forward, fold. Let the knees have as much of a bend as they need. We're just getting going. Relax the head. Take a few breaths, grounding through the heel, grounding through the ball joint behind the big toe and the little toe. Let the chin tuck a little. And then bend your knees a little more. Ground through the legs. Feel the glutes and inner thighs engaged. You slowly make your way up one vertebra at a time. Keep those knees bent. That's what keeps the back safe. The knees can start to straighten as you lift the head and the heart. Shoulders roll back. Take up some space as you find Tadasana. Find a full breath in and a full breath out. Inhale, stretch the arms to the sky. You might look up. Exhale, come right through center, forward fold. Rooting down through the hands, we step back with the left leg. Low lunge. Squeeze thighs together, pull that right hip back. Gonna wanna pop forward. Another breath here. Let's drop that back knee to the floor, uncurl the toes. Squeezing thighs together, lift and lengthen, pulling the tummy in. It's your drishti. Another breath. Releasing the hands to the floor, left hand stays grounded as that right arm lifts. Notice if that right knee wants to fall out, pull it in. Press down, lift up a little more. And then that right hand spirals down to the floor. You might grab your blocks, if you used them before, and start to pull the hips back as we straighten out that right leg. Toes of the right foot go up towards the ceiling, any amount. Find lengthen the spine, root down through that right heel. Start to root down to pull the heel back, which pulls that right hip back. And then see if you can find more length in the torso. Coming up on fingertips can help if you don't have blocks. Think about the heart reaching up and over the toes. Let go of the destination of, I don't know what it would be, touching your face to your leg. Release that. Let the hips be square. Let the heart reach forward. Breathe into sensation. Soften the jaw. Nice full breaths. Be in your body here now. We start to find length in the torso. We start to bend into that right foot, flatten it out. Take the blocks off to the side if you have them. Root down through the hands, curl the back toe, lift the back knee. Step it all the way back to plank. Squeeze to the middle line. You can move through your vinyasa or press back into child's pose or down dog. We'll all eventually meet in downward facing dog. However you choose to get there is perfect. When you arrive, ground down through the hands, right leg extends behind you. You're gonna step that right leg all the way forward, flip it forward if it needs it. Right hip loves to pop out, at least in my body it does, so pull it back. Make sure there's space between feet from left to right. You should not be on a balance beam here. It's more like railroad tracks or skis. Ground down, lift up. Feel the energy move through the legs and then up the torso. Find yourself settled in to your high lunge. Back leg doesn't need to be straight. You can bend it if that feels better in your low back, or anywhere for that matter. It feels better for my hips, personally. Let's take the palms together. We're gonna bend the elbows, keeping elbows up by the ears. Take the palms to the back of the head. Press the head into the arms. If that feels safe for you, gaze goes up. One more breath. Reach the fingertips to the sky. Reach the fingertips to the sky, left arm forward, right arm back, big twist. Open fingertips from front to back. Send your gaze either to the side or behind you for a little more challenge. Breathe. Back hand to back thigh, front arm to the sky. Take that right shoulder, roll it back. Another breath. Then we're going to cartwheel those arms, nice and mindfully, taking them down to the ground. When you arrive there, let's take that back foot all the way forward, forward, fold. Tuck the chin a little bit, let the head be heavy, ground through the feet. Bend the knees, root through the heels and the ball joint behind the toes. Start to press down and roll yourself up. Keep those knees bent. As you arrive, roll the shoulders. Take up space. Feel the body right here, right now. Press down, lift up, big breath in. Big breath out, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway, straight spine. Exhale, forward fold. Ground through the hands, big giant step back with the right leg. Finding your low lunge. Finding stability here. When you feel ready, ground down through the legs and float the upper body up. Use your drishti. Remembering, if you feel wobbly here today, take the feet a little wider from left to right. It's fine. It'll give you a little more stability. Bring the palms together, bend the elbows. Try to keep those biceps near the ears. As the hands come to the back of the head or the back of the neck, and reach the elbows up. Another breath here. Inhale, reach the arms to the sky or fingers to the sky. Right arm's gonna come forward. The left arm's gonna go back. Find that high twist. Use your breath to stabilize you. Back hand to back thigh, maybe. Front arm to the ceiling, maybe. Another big inhale. We start to cartwheel the hands all the way down. Ground down through the hands, step that left leg back to plank. Squeeze everything to the middle line, drawing into the center. Stability, strength. You've got this, whatever you need here, vinyasa, no vinyasa. When we find our way into down dog or child's pose, we'll take 3 or 4 breaths, so choose what you need. Make your way into downward facing dog. Come up on the tippy toes, bend the knees a little bit, press the hips further back. Belly comes towards the thighs. One more breath here. And then begin to melt heels to the floor as the knees start to straighten. Look forward, take a nice leisurely stroll to the top of the mat. Inhale, come up halfway when you arrive. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to bend the knees generously here. Let the belly rest on the thighs. Begin to take the hands behind the ankles or the calves and wrap the forearms behind the calves. Tuck the chin, tuck the chin so the head is reaching towards the knees, like you're a little ball. Stay grounded in the feet. Start to lift the hips, keeping the head close to the knees as best you can. Breathe. Tune into all the sensation. Find effort and ease. Begin to bend the knees, release the hands, ground through the legs, come up halfway, straight spine. Exhale, forward fold. Your reverse swan dive, remember to keep those knees bent. Find chair in the bottom half of the body. Use your core to lift you up. Press through the glutes, come to standing. Hands to heart center. Just feel. You can always release hands down by your side if that feels better. Feel the pulse of your practice moving through you. Stay connected, let the eyes be closed. Notice what you notice. Take a nice big breath in and a big breath out. Inhale, sweep the arms to the sky. Exhale, cactus arms. Think forearms reaching further behind you. Don't jet the hips forward, don't jet the ribs forward, just let the heart lift. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, sit back into chair. Let's all sweep the arms behind, shoulders squeeze together. Another breath. Press down, lift up, big inhale. And swan dive, forward fold, big exhale. Ground down through the hands, step back with the left leg. Low lunge. We're gonna drop that back knee down behind, uncurl the toes. Left hand's gonna reach to the floor, right hand can come to the right thigh for starters, and roll that shoulder open, look up towards the sky. You can stay just like this or reach the right arm up. Or feel free to bend that left knee and maybe reach the arm behind you. You don't even have to touch it. Let that shoulder roll open, let the palm raise up towards the ceiling. Shoulder rolling open. Maybe you grab hold of the foot. Keep that shoulder rolling open, heart lifting, take another breath. Good. Gently release the foot if you grabbed it and spiral that arm all the way around. Curl the back toe, lift the back knee. We're gonna walk the hands forward a little teeny bit and left leg lift, standing split just for a moment. It's a standing L really. And then release that left foot to the floor. Let the knees be bent, dangle the arms, take a breath. Releasing the arms, roll it up slowly, keep those knees bent. Stay present and connected with your body. When you arrive, just roll the shoulders and take it all in. Feel the breath, feel the now. Your next inhale, we sweep the arms to the sky. As you exhale, let's find chair, sitting back. Really squeezing thighs towards each other. Look down, the knees should be hovering above the ankles. You should see most of your foot. Pull the tummy in. Engage your glutes. Let's reach those arms behind. Squeeze shoulder blades together. Another breath. Press down, lift up, inhale. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Ground down with the hands, step back with the right leg, low lunge. Back heel drops down, back knee drops down. Uncurl the toes. Left hand to left knee or thigh, we spiral the left shoulder up, looking towards the ceiling. Left hand lifts if you choose. Maybe the right knee might bend and you might reach back. You might grab it, you might not, it doesn't matter. Another full inhale, full exhale. And then releasing the foot, reaching the arm to the ceiling, squaring off, hands to the floor. Curl the back toe, lift that back knee. We're gonna step it back this time. Come to downward facing dog. Got a vinyasa if you want it. We'll all meet in child's pose for a couple breaths. yourself be there fully. Breathe soft. One more big inhale, big exhale. Inhale, let the heart shoot forward, finding your plank. And then press it back, down dog. Please extend the left leg behind. Step it all the way forward. Once you find your way into your low lunge, we'll let that back heel drop down behind you. Back foot should be parallel to the back edge of the mat. Squeeze thighs together, press down through the legs. Take that left hip and roll it under. And then that right arm lifts, and then use the strength in your body to float up. Warrior two. If you notice shoulders are back by the ears, let the palms face up, bend the elbows. Once you do that, try to keep the shoulders down as you turn the palms down and slowly start to straighten out the arms. Start to squeeze the edges of the mat towards the center so your inner thighs get a little juiced up. You might even feel a little lift in the pelvis and the torso. We're going to take that right arm, sweep it forward. Be mindful of your back leg. We're going to square the shoulders as best as they can. And then bend the right elbow like you're pulling a bow and arrow. Keep that elbow bent, open the heart to the right. Don't release the legs. Good. Stretch that right arm behind you again. Sweep it forward, squaring off the hips, or the shoulders rather, to the front, and then bend the elbow, pull it back like a bow and arrow. And then we sweep it out. One more time. Sweep it forward, bend that front arm, and then reach it behind you. Legs are like, okay, I've had enough. Let's just get one more in. Backhand to back thigh, front arm reaches up. We'll straighten out the front leg for a reverse triangle. Good. And then keep the legs as they are, spiral to parallel, arms are parallel to the floor, and we reach forward. When you can't reach anymore, pivot for your full triangle. Find space. Try not to collapse. One more breath. Root down through the feet, lift yourself up. Bend the front knee, we cartwheel down, back heel lifts. Send it all the way back. You've got a vinyasa if you want it. We'll take 3 or 4 breaths afterwards in either child's pose or down dog. So whatever you choose. You've got maybe 5 or 6 breaths to do what you want and what you need. Wherever you are, we'll make our way into downward facing dog. As you arrive, extend the right leg behind. Step it all the way forward, helping it forward as you need. Back heel releases to the earth, so the back foot is parallel to the back edge of the mat. Right hip tucks underground through the legs. You might even bend the back knee a little bit. Root down, left arm lifts, warrior two. Find your way, however you need to today. Another breath. Pull the edges of the mat to the center to fire up that inner thigh, get a little lift in the pelvis, torso. Back arm sweeps around to meet the front hand. Shoulders square towards the front. And then we bend that left arm like a bow and arrow. Pull it back, open the heart to the left. Let that back arm straighten out behind you. We'll do that 2 more times, nice and mindfully. Stay connected to your breath. Once that arm is behind you and you're back in your warrior 2, you've done 3 rounds. Let the back hand drop down, front arm reaches up. We reverse it. Start to straighten the front leg, finding your reverse triangle. And then we cartwheel the hands so they're parallel to the floor. Reach as far forward as you can with the right fingertips. Can't go anymore, find your triangle. Find the stability from the ground up. Another breath. Press down, lift up, let that front knee bend. You've got warrior 2 just for a moment. And then we cartwheel down. Step it back, plank. Vinyasa or no vinyasa, you choose. Once you've arrived, reconnect with your breath. Reconnect to what's connected to the earth. Look forward to the front of the mat, walk or float the feet forward, forward fold. Find stability in the feet, grounding down. Start to press down and lift yourself up halfway, straight spine. Exhale, forward fold. Reverse swan dive, little bend in the knees, find that stability. Remember your hands to your heart. Nice full breath in. Fuller out. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, back into chair. Send those arms behind you. Stay just like this, or bring your hands to heart center. Root through the left leg. Come to the tippy toes of the right foot, or lift that heel up. Wherever you are, keep breathing. If you have that foot lifted, we're going to lower it down. We'll meet everyone in chair. And then dive it forward, forward fold. Bend the knees. Roll up slowly. Roll the shoulders when you arrive. Take up some space. Space with your physical body, space with your breath and your energetic body. Let the heart shine in every direction. Next inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands go back and come into chair. So again, lots of chair. We're rooting down through the feet. Look down, make sure your knees are not covering your feet. Tummy in, tailbones neutral. We're not tucking in, we're not poking out. Ground through that right leg. Maybe your hands come to your heart. Maybe you come up onto the tippy toes of the left foot. Find your stability, let that whole right side fire up. Maybe the left heel comes in towards the glute. Breathe. Mindfully release the left foot to the floor. Press down, lift up. Swan dive, take it down, forward fold. Shake the head a little bit. If you have a block, grab hold of it and place it underneath your heart. If you don't have a block, maybe you have books nearby. If not, that's okay, come up onto your fingertips. Find length in the torso. Left knee bends as the right hip pulls back. Right arm's gonna lift for a little twist. Left knee bent, right leg straight, right arm lifted. Another breath here, beautiful. Release the right arm down. Ground the right hand on the block or the floor, maybe on fingertips. Right knee bends, left leg straight, left arm lifts. And then release that left arm down. Move your block. Rest the head, tuck the chin. Ground through the feet, bend those knees, glutes, fire up to lift you one vertebra at a time. Take your time, keep the tummy pulling in. Roll the shoulders as you open the heart. Let it shine out. Feel, beat, breathe. You sweep the arms to the sky. Clasp the hands up north, palm to palm, finger north. Then reach up and over to your right. We'll go both ways, so it doesn't matter. Play with that edge. So root through the feet. Take a breath or two to see if maybe going deeper feels safe and right to you today. Take another inhale, big exhale. And then ground down through the feet, start to pull up. Exhale, relax the arms down. Let the eyes soften, feel and be. Notice, reflect. Breath in, sweep those arms up again. Remember, clasp the hands, maybe point your finger points north. Press down through the legs, reach up and over to the opposite side. Most of you, it'll be the left. And then rooting through those feet, start to play with how deep feels good to you today. So never so deep that you can't breathe, a full breath. But deep enough where you feel effort and ease. Press down, lift. Just float the arms all the way down. Take a breath, or two, or three. Be here now. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Release the head, give it a little shake, tuck the chin. You get to bend your knees. Keep bending your knees. So we're keeping legs together. They can be, a couple inches apart. We're coming into a yogi squat, not malasana. So let me face you. So your heels might be down. They might not be. Not everyone's are going to go down. Keep your hands on the floor if you can. And then find your drishti. Keeping these in, not out. Squeeze the thighs together. Let that lift the heart. Maybe you bring your hands to heart center. If your heels are down, that's fine too. So wherever you are, keep that heart lifted. If they're not down, you're dealing with more balance too. Take another breath. Press down through the feet. We're gonna lift ourselves up. Root down, lift up. Heels relax. And relax the arms. Big breath in. Big breath out. Sweep it up. And bring it through center, forward fold. Slowly lower those hips down, but this time we'll take it all the way down to the ground for Flopasana. When you get there, you're gonna root through the feet. If you have a block, you can place that between the knees. If you have a blanket or a pillow, you can use that as well. Just place it between the knees. If you have nothing, that's fine. You can just use your imagination. We're squeezing towards the middle line. So if that block stays there without much squeezing, mine does. Let's pretend like it's slippery and covered in like Crisco or something and squeeze it in. And then reach the arms forward. We're going to reach the arms forward and start to round out the spine. Think cat pose. And then lowering just slowly, one vertebra at a time. So we stay with this cat pose as long as that feels safe in your body. If it doesn't, don't do it. Keep the back straight. You can always lower down as fast as possible if that works better for you. Keep squeezing the thighs together. Keep that spine rounded as you lower down. One little back at a time. When you get to the floor, remove your block or your blanket or whatever's between the legs. Take a nice big breath in and a big breath out. We're going to reach the arms into cactus arms. Rest the legs long. Take a nice full inhale and a full exhale. One more big breath like that. Use your core to lift the knees up through center. We'll roll from side to side, and then we're going to let the knees draw down to the right. So if you need some support, bring your props, place them underneath the knees or between the knees. Slowly let those knees draw down to the right. If you can keep the arms in cactus arms, do that. If that's not comfortable for your body, then find something that is. Take a few good breaths, letting that left shoulder draw heavy. Letting the body surrender as you witness its ability to. Notice what you notice. Be here fully now. Take another full breath in and out. Start to fire up your core. Use that to lift the knees up through center. You can roll a little if you want to release the arms, give yourself a hug, you can do that. When it's time, you might take the arms back into cactus arms or whatever you chose on the other side, and then bring those knees in and up, and slowly let them release to the left. You can always place a blanket or block between the knees, especially for low back or hip issues, or between your legs and the floor. Begin to fire up your core to bring the knees up through center. And go ahead and give yourself a hug. And take a few moments to roll and then let yourself just be in the hug. And you give yourself a little love. And just notice whatever surfaces here. When you feel ready, you'll release the feet to the floor with bent knees. Feel the feet connect to the earth around you. Feel the spaciousness around the belly. Big inhale, big exhale. The hands come down by your side. Root down through the feet. Lift the hips any amount. Squeeze thighs towards each other. Engage the glutes to stabilize the hips. you want to go deeper, lift the hips a little more. Press down through the arms. Maybe you take a shoulder and roll it under. Maybe you roll the other shoulder under. Maybe you grab hold of your heels. Maybe you clasp your hands. Press down, lift up a little more. Make sure there's space between your chin and your chest, but your neck is relaxed. Take another breath. When you feel ready, release the hands. Release one shoulder, and then release the other shoulder, and then lower down slowly, one vertebra at a time, using your core to stabilize you. When you feel the connection of the low back and the hips to the earth, take a nice big breath in, and a big breath out. Begin to release the legs long on the mat. Allow those feet to flop out, take up some space, release the arms wider. Let the palms face up. Take a nice big inhale, fill all the way deep down into the belly. Big audible releasing, letting go, exhale. And then just notice with the next natural exhale, can you release anything more? Beginning to welcome your awareness back into your body, present moment, here and now. And then choosing to bring in a little more breath, bringing that life force deep down into the belly. Little movements as you reintegrate into the body. Fingers and toes wiggling. Wrists and ankles turning. And then finding a nice big stretch. When you feel ready, roll yourself over to whichever side calls to you. And instead of rushing, can you just be here? Rolling to one side and allowing a few breaths. Let the shoulders stack, let the hips stack, lay in the fetal position. Let the head be supported by the bottom arm. Feel into this peace and sweetness that lives within. Very gently take the top arm and press it through the floor. Feel that energy move up the arm and allow that to start to lift the heart and make your way upright. As you settle into your seat, feel the tailbone drawing down. Feel the crown floating up. Feel the expansion of the heart in every direction. See its energy going as far as you can imagine. Not just forward, but back, side, up, down. Feel yourself fully consumed with the energy of your heart. Maybe assign it a color. It'd be helpful to visualize. And then allow that energy to expand beyond you. Allow it to touch all the lives that you touch. And even beyond that, the ones that you may not directly touch. You feel the connection of your heart energy with the others in our group here. And with the others in our community. And see those lines of connection spread throughout the whole country and the whole world. Next breath in, bringing the palms together in front of the heart. And let's breathe in that oneness together. Big inhale. Big releasing exhale. Lower the head to the wisdom within. Namaste. Thank you, everybody. Hope you have a beautiful day.